Good morning, this is Jane Hamilton Parker, medium. Today I'm going to talk about losing a loved one Christmas time and before Christmas. It's always a most difficult time for people when most of us are celebrating the birth of Christ. It can be quite difficult. So I just put a few things down and I'll be able to answer some of your questions. These are just pointers actually. Right. Do we feel them around us? Now, lots of people, say, oh, I definitely feel my father around me or my mother because something's telling me. I get this profound sense of being close to them because I can feel a sense of perfume, or it could be a cooking smell, tobacco smell, or it could be, I sat there and I closed my eyes and I felt somebody touch my hair or somebody drew very close. And when I've told other people, they just say it's the grieving process. Oh, it's just your imagination. But it's not. I mean, is it our imagination that they build churches here to link up with prayers with God? Is it just a waste of time? Are they all wasting the time for just lighting candles in the church? I think not. There's more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, that we don't understand. Right. Sometimes it's very difficult as well. Definitely, losing loved ones and not having that time to say goodbye. That sometimes they might be in a hospital and then we might have somebody knocking at the door. Could you come immediately to the hospital? Your son's been knocked over or your daughter's been knocked over and we've had to put on a life supporting machine. And actually we've just got into the car park and actually just pulled onto the ward, and then we have the ward sister saying to us, I'm so sorry, Mr. Brown, but it just passed. Perhaps sometimes people aren't meant to be there because sometimes it holds that loved one back. But whoever's meant to be there before someone passes will be there. Sometimes it's a lovely thing knowing if somebody is dying that we're there to hold their hand and there to say our goodbyes and be part of that process that's helping them to make the transition to the other side. And it is a very emotional thing, but it's a lovely thing to do and giving from the heart, which is a beautiful thing to do. Even with animals, it's important that we're there on their passing. If they have to go to the vets, we have to, not that we want to actually the vet to put them down. And I think it's important rather than sit in the waiting room and, that pet, we're not there as in being injected by the vet. I think that's a bit cruel because those animals have given us so much unconditional love. I'm going to have to put my glasses on. And another thing, I have many people that have come to me over the years, it's the last 50 years, because I am 74 now. So if God gives me grace to carry on, then I'm very grateful. I've had some mothers sent to me from hospital, from the maternity ward, that are actually having to give birth to a baby that's actually died and had to deliver a stillborn. And how does a mother ever get over that? But perhaps that baby came to save.
At the front door.
Craig will have to answer that. Perhaps that baby's come to save the mother, and and it can be very, very sad. Very sad these things happen. But sometimes that child coming to the earth, the time hasn't been wasted because they've saved a life. Right. And even people losing a precious pet can be very suffering and can destroy you, because that might be the only living thing that you connect with a loved one. I had a man that came here once. He came all the way from Scotland and he had this little dog, and he said this little dog used to belong to my wife. I wonder if you can heal this dog with back legs. I said, well, I can't promise anything, you understand, but I can definitely put my hands on and give that energy vibration, and that even if this little dog lived for a little while, and the next day I had a great big bouquet of flowers from the dog, but that dog lived another 3 months, so that was 3 months that gentleman had to prepare himself and was quite grateful. So don't all turn up at my door with dogs, because I'm quite busy at the moment. Right. And also what's important is having dreams of loved ones. And it amazes me, because some people say, I don't dream, I've never had a dream of a loved one. Perhaps that time wasn't right. Perhaps that loved one's got to have a lot of healing on the other side, as that loved one's made the transition into the spirit realm. Because you see the universe is vast, isn't it? And Mother Earth is vast, and all these different planets. So perhaps it takes time, and people communicate when they're ready. You cannot click your fingers and make anything happen just like that. Even going to a spiritualist church, all the mediums work very hard, and healers, and it just takes time, and it takes a very good medium with compassion, love, to give evidential proof, which is much important, not just bringing spirit guides through or God's angels. Is to actually give proof, and it might be a little thing that means the world to you. It could be something, you've put that brasso in the cupboard and you've left it and it's fallen over and it's going all over the dishes from the cupboard. Proof like that, that loved one has actually come from the spirit world, and you haven't sensed it or felt it, but they're giving you proof that they're still around you and they can see everything that's happened around you. Right, how are we doing? Right. You know, there's many people that sometimes they get great comfort by sitting by a loved one's grave or making a great big memorial, and find comfort, and I can understand that, and I think it's a lovely thing to do. My precious darling sister-in-law, she will she'll go up to the graveyard where her father's buried, and once a fortnight, and she feels peaceful there, and it's a beautiful cemetery, and she'll sit there and talk to her father, and she feels peace and that. And I'm sure our loved ones watch us and they cry for us, because when they see us and there's nothing they can do, and suddenly you might be set there by a grave and suddenly a gust of wind and leaves start, not because it's winter time, suddenly blow over your foot or something. And that might be a phenomenon that's happening for a loved one to try and show you, I'm still here, because it's just as bad for them. It's the people left behind that's suffering. And I always think it's nice Christmas time at the Christmas table to place a glass there of our loved ones and celebrate with them, because some people are completely on their own at Christmas, and it's not a celebration for them because they're left alone. It's always good to look after others, and I think it's quite a good Christian thing to do, those people that are suffering. Many people suffer on the earth. And lots of people don't feel like celebrating at Christmas because they've lost a loved one and Christmas has no meaning. And they might say, if there's a God, then why did this happen? Everything is karmic. Everything is from previous incarnations. A lot of Western people don't understand that. The Indian people embrace that and understand it. It seems here, you know, Christmas has come happy materialism. Christmas has come, you know, what can I get? What are presents? It shouldn't be like that. It should be all coming together and bringing joy and bliss and happiness, especially those people that are on their own. And people that have lost children, it doesn't feel the same, and they will never get over losing a child. How possibly can they? But for a child to come through and give proof, I've had many people that have had children murdered through the knife culture, and they're broken, really broken, but they want to do good from that. They want to help others that are suffering, and they set up foundations to get money for charities and everything. And this is where our country's wrong. They should recognise all these terrible knife cultures and do something about it, because most of these are from gangs and it's just got out of control. Bring back the old-fashioned bobby and a good old clip round the ear. That's what I say. Right. I can remember I had a lovely dachshund dog, William, who's a sausage dog, and he had one blue eye and one brown eye. And I used to take him everywhere with me, to church, even on honeymoon, everywhere. And he used to sit while I used to do readings and sittings, and he used to sense things. If he didn't like the look of somebody, he would just immediately get up and go into the sitting room. And I can remember when he died, I was terribly distraught, because he was, well, animals come like children to you, don't they? Your fur babies. And I can remember I was quite upset. And one night I happened to want to get up to go to the bathroom, and came back, and I was in quite a lucid state, and extremely tired. I happened to look down and I saw William, and he'd gone back quite young. And the immediate reaction, Craig, William's here. And the first thing Craig said in his sleep, he said, "That bloody dog." But he went back quite young. And this is what's amazing when people go to the spirit world. Elderly people, they go back quite young. And children, they do grow, children in the spirit world, but they stay at a particular age. And it's quite amazing how wonderful they look. And we've got good memories, very good memories. And I wrote this down, and this meant a lot to me. There are no goodbyes for us. Wherever you are, you will always be in my heart. And that is very true, because, you know, your every day is a blessing. We're here. And every day when we think of our loved ones, they draw near. Every day when I think of you, I know you're quite safe. And I don't know what to do. But as I look upon your photos and I see such wonderful times and thoughts, I'm not sad, because God has given me the grace to have you in my life. That didn't quite rhyme or come out right. It's come from the heart. But, you know, Christmas time should be celebrating Christ's birthday. It's not about presents, because that must go back to 3 wise men where we had gifts. And also it should be back that joy in the world, peace. There shouldn't be wars. And I always think of all those children that have suffered, that some children, even in this country, don't know what Christmas is. They don't have a Christmas tree. They don't have presents or anything like that. And it's when they grow up, they think, well, I'm going to do it different. I'm going to have a Christmas tree, and I'm going to be, you don't know what people's circumstances are, but we want peace and we want love, and the highest thing. But our loved ones do draw close to us, and when they see us celebrating around a Christmas table and talking about them, which is a great thing to do. And I always think it's nice to put a Christmas tree up, and even put a nice Christmas memory. It might be a little bauble or something with their name on, and I think that's quite nice, even with animals. And you know, and I think it's good really to have a memory book and photographs of our loved ones that we can hand down to our grandchildren, because we're in the 21st century now, so the memory still continues on. And you know, sometimes people might for whatever reason want to go to midnight mass, or want to go to a spiritualist church and that, and just thinking of those loved ones, which is a good thing to do. But Christmas time should be a time that we're all coming together, and I know the spirit world like people talking about them and loved ones, because it makes them closer to us. So let's just hope that God's angels is healing the earth at the moment. We don't want wars, we don't want threats of nuclear wars or Third World War. We want peace. We want to enjoy Mother Earth. We want to enjoy nature. We don't want arguments. We don't want cruelty. We don't want abuse. You just want a peaceful life. And I want to say to you, as our film studio is closing down at Winchester, Craig and I will still open up our channel and be doing filming at home, and I'll still be coming on my channel. I don't come on here very often, so you lucky lot when I do. I get inspired or inspiration from the spirit world, and that's when I come on. I want to say have a lovely Christmas wherever you are, whatever part of the world you are, and I hope you have peace, bliss, joy, and most important, good health and love. God bless you all, and remember, you are loved. Bye.